Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Pene Shabbat Kabbalat Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Pene Shabbat Kabbalat. Come, all of us embrace and vow to honor the sacred in the here and the now. Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Pene Shabbat Kabbalat. Come, all of us embrace and vow to honor the sacred in the here and the now. Shamor v'zachor b'ribot echad hishrianu el hameyuchad shechina achad u'shema achad l'shem u'tiferet elila. Expand and contract just two sides of the one, the dance of light and dark, the moon and the sun. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha ki mekor habracha merosh mikedem nefsucha sof ma'aseh b'machshva tefila. We revel in the holy which blesses us with all beginning to end. We seek to heed her call. Ito Rerito Reriki Ba'orech Umi Uri 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 Shir Daberi Kvodam Shechina Laich Nigla. The time has come to awaken and to shine. Our stars reveal our truth and to be who we are. Boi v'shalom ateretz balagam besimcha u'tzalato emuneam segula boi chala boi chala. Come in peace, may your devotion never cease. May we increase precious people, joy and freedom and release. Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Pene Shabbat Kabbalat. Come, all of us embrace and vow to honor the sacred in the here and the now. Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Pene Shabbat Kabbalat. Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Pene Shabbat Kabbalat. Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Pene Shabbat Kabbalat, come, oh love, let us embrace and vow to honor the sacred in the here and the now. Lecha dov likrat kala penei Shabbat Kabbalat, come, oh love, let us embrace and vow to honor the sacred in the here and the now. Shamor v'zachor b'ribot echad hishrianu el hameyuchad Shechina achad u'shema achad l'shem u'tiferet le'ilah. Expand and contract, just two sides of the one, the dance of light and dark, the moon and the sun. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelchaki imekor habracha merosh mikedem nesucha sof ma'aseh b'machshvat tefillah. We revel in the holy, which blesses us with all beginning to end. We seek to heed HaKol. Ito Reriki Ba'orech Umi Uri Shir Daberi Kvodam Shechina Laich Nigla. The time has come to awaken and to shine. Our stars reveal our truth and to be who we are. Boi v'shalom ateretz balagan besimcha u'tzala tov emunei am segula boi chala come in peace. May your devotion never cease. May we increase, precious people, joy and freedom and release. Lecha dov likrat kala penei Shabbat Kabbalat, come, oh love, let us embrace and vow to honor the sacred in the here and the now. Lecha dov likrat kala penei Shabbat Kabbalat. Lecha dov likrat kala penei Shabbat Kabbalat. Lecha dov likrat kala penei Shabbat Kabbalat, come, oh love, let us embrace and vow to honor the sacred in the here and the now. Lecha dov likrat kala expand and contract just two sides of the one, the dance of light and dark, the moon and the sun. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelchaki imekor habracha merosh mikedene suchasof maaseh b'machshvat tefila.
Yay, day, 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 day. Day, 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 day. Day, 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 day. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. This is Ketzira. Welcome to OneShul.org and Kabbalat Shabbat services. We have quite a full house tonight. It's lovely to see you all here. Shabbat Shalom to Lanny, Ariella, Shana, and everyone else who's joining us tonight. Alexane for services. If you are just joining us and are wondering how to add your name to the new chat room, all you have to do is click on the little menu button that's just to the right of the orange Join the Chat Room button, and you can log in as a guest or using Facebook. So if you use Facebook, it'll add a photo like I have, or if you don't want to use Facebook, you can hit guest and then you can add your name in. So we can see you as something other than guest 476. But if you choose to remain as guest 476, you are welcome to do so too, or guest 11, or 193, or 302. So, as we connect across space and time into this sacred time for the Jewish people that we get every single week, as the sun is not quite setting yet in the eastern sky, in the western sky here in Washington, D.C., let's begin by connecting with each other in the chat room, by sharing who we are and where in the world we physically are. So again, I'm Ketzira, and I'm coming to you from Washington, D.C., in the United States. And the new chat room likes to guess at where we're from, and apparently is sort of right, and sometimes not right. So Shabbat Shalom Arava, coming to us from just outside of Atlanta in Georgia, in the United States. And Jen coming to us from New Orleans, not Dallas, not even close. And Lanny still in Jackson, Mississippi. And guest 302 in Quebec. Yes, Montreal, Quebec. And Shana coming from Clifton, Colorado. And Doc, good to see you, Doc, coming to us from Queens in New York in the United States. So quite a full house with us tonight. I've posted the link in the chat room for you to download tonight's Siddur. I'll do it one more time just in case you are just joining us or missed it. So it's a PDF as always, and we've also had a request tonight to add in some prayers for some Israeli yeshiva students who have been kidnapped. And what I think we'll do is expand that for kidnapped children, and children in particular being kidnapped in violence all around the world right now. There's an epidemic of it beyond belief. From the girls in Nigeria, another 20, I understand, were very recently kidnapped again. So it's over 200 that have been kidnapped. These Israeli children. There's also children fleeing across the borders from Mexico into the United States. So we'll say a prayer for children tonight that they may be safe. So we have Alex Ann. Thank you for the pronunciation correction. Much easier that way. Thank you. And Ariella in Florida. All right, so let's just take a moment. I've already lit my candles, they're off over there. But if you haven't, feel free to light yours now. And let's just take a moment to breathe in the Sabbath and breathe out the week. And breathe in the Sabbath and out the week. And in Shabbat and out the week. That's what I do when I wave my hands in front of the candles. I usually take a very long time doing that, but I really like the breathing out of the week and the drawing in of the light and breathing in of the light. So we begin our service tonight. Let's say the candle blessings. If you haven't lit your candles yet, you can do that now, and I'll say the blessings. And I'm going to do it in feminine God language, as most of you know. If this is your first time, that may be new for you. I am a Kohenet, so it is my practice and the practice of my religious order to primarily pray in feminine God language. So I'm going to say it in feminine God language, and I welcome you to say it in whichever language is real, resonant, and true for you. Brucha at Shechina, Eloteinu Ruach Halam, Asher Kidshatnu b'mitzvoteha, V'tzivatnu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat. Blessed are you, Holy One, your presence fills creation, connecting us through the sacred action of lighting the Sabbath lights. Amen. And again, if you have those candles, breathe out the week and in the Sabbath. Breathe out the week and in Shabbat. And out the week and in the sacred time of Shabbat. And we say Amen. So as you may have noticed lately, you may not have noticed, one of the things, it's a theme that's been important to me for a really long time, but I've been doing a lot of very specific work around it lately. And it's the theme of connection. And especially doing services with you all so often through technology and the internet, how this amazing connective device has changed how we experience community, has changed how we experience religion, has changed our experience of the Holy One in some ways, and our understanding of the Holy One and what it means to be a tribe and a people. And so I'd like to add in a prayer now for connection and being connected and connected Judaism. So may we be connected to each moment in time, this moment as it comes, present only where I am, doing only what I am doing right now, knowing that all else will come in its time. And let us say again, Amen. And from that place of connection and connectivity and connection to community and the Holy One and the Sabbath, let us move into a meditation on the Sabbath and Lecha Dodi. So our meditation on the Sabbath is on page 5 of your Siddur if you're following directly along. And as I read through this, I want to invite you to share what receiving the Sabbath means to you tonight. What are you connecting to tonight? So Kabbalat Shabbat means receiving Shabbat. So what are you receiving? What are you connecting to? What connects you to receiving Shabbat tonight? Receiving the Sabbath means a small taste of what the world to come shall be like. Receiving the Holy One's everlasting grace and love, coming together with the tribe, sacred space, sacred place, holy and sacred love, stepping out of time and into the divine. I'm going to flow us right into our Lecha Dodi. We'll do this 3 times. This is the alternative community Lecha Dodi that we've built together over the last couple of years. All a meditation on the idea of receiving. Invite, take in, consider, regard, see, view, experience, incur, find, partake, touch, encounter, keep, fate, celebrate, accept, meet, welcome the Sabbath bride with openness and peace, reconnecting with our faith. Invite, take in, consider, regard, see, view, experience, incur, find, partake, touch, encounter, keep, fate, celebrate, accept, meet, welcome the Sabbath bride with openness and peace, reconnecting with our faith. Invite, take in, consider, regard, see, view, experience, incur, find, partake, touch, encounter, keep, fate, celebrate, accept, meet, welcome the Sabbath bride with openness and peace, reconnecting with our faith. Finally a day of rest after a week of trials and tribulations, a separate space from the mundane, rest and peace. Invite, take in, consider, regard, see, view, experience, incur, find, partake, touch, encounter, keep, fate, celebrate, accept, meet, welcome the Sabbath bride with openness and peace, reconnecting with our faith. And rise and face the door if it's your practice, or fall upon the ground if that's your practice, or stay seated and alert and upright if that's your practice. And we say together, Boikala, 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 welcome Sabbath bride, with openness and faith, reconnecting with our faith. And we breathe in the Sabbath, and out any last vestiges of the week. And we breathe in the Sabbath, and out any last vestiges of the week. We breathe in the Sabbath, and out any last vestiges of the week. And we move on to page 7. Baruch Hu habrecha hamavorachet, Brucha habrecha hamavorachet le'olam va'ed, Brucha habrecha hamavorachet le'olam va'ed. Give blessing to the pool of blessing, blessing to the pool of blessing in all the worlds throughout eternity. Blessing to the pool of blessing in all the world throughout eternity. And let's shift from me to the sun setting as we move into Ma'ariva.
Mariva, Haravim, Mariva, Ravim, Mariva, Haravim, Mariva, Ravim. You open up the gates of time, Mariva, Ravim. You blend each moment so sublime, Mariva, Ravim, Mariva, Haravim, Mariva, Ravim, Mariva, Haravim, Mariva, Ravim. You cycle forth the seasons, Mariva, Ravim. You give life reason, Mariva, Ravim, Mariva, Haravim, Mariva, Ravim, Mariva, Haravim, Mariva, Ravim. You roll the dark and spill the light, Mariva, Ravim. You shine the day and soft the night, Mariva, Ravim, Mariva, Haravim, Mariva, Ravim, Mariva, Haravim, Mariva, Ravim. You open up the gates of time, Mariva, Ravim. You flow each moment.
Ma'ariva, Aravim, Ma'ariva, Aravim. The day rolls into dusk, and the dusk rolls into night. The week rolls into the twilight, and the twilight rolls into Shabbat. We go from creating and questioning and wondering and moving and making to resting and being and experiencing and reveling and enjoying as the week rolls through into Shabbat. And Shabbat is that place, is that time. It's not even a place, it's a time. Such an amazing thing about Judaism. What's sacred, most sacred to us, is time. It's what connects us through everything. Time is why a place is sacred, because something happened there in time. And time again, we return to that place. And it's the time that makes all things sacred in our lives. The time that we carve out for Shabbat to acknowledge it as a sacred time. The times in our lives that are transformative and connective. The people, the places, the objects. It is the time we spend with them and that we endow them, that bring them from the mundane into the sacred. When you think about a Torah, from your practice of Judaism, a Torah may be sacred just because of the words. For me, a Torah is sacred because of the words, yes, but because of the amount of time somebody spends creating it. The amount of time we as the Jewish people over the millennia have spent with the Torah, holding them, making them, reciting them, studying them, arguing over them, rescuing them, experiencing them. It is the time we spend. It's all we really have as humans is our time on this earth. And so it is the time that is sacred. And so as we move into evening and we move into Shabbat, we move from Ma'ariv, Ma'ariva, that place of twilight, into Ahavat Olam, the world love that is woven of the people Israel. And we are on page 9, if you would like to follow along in your Siddur. A world love you have woven for your people Israel through the sacred threads of Torah and mitzvot. When we lie down and when we rise up, we will meditate on your patterns and we will play with the warp and the weft of your Torah and mitzvot forever. For they clothe our lives and our days, and we will wrap ourselves in them as days and nights go by. Do not take away your love from us. Blessed are you, Ya Shekhinah Oreget, whose love is woven into your people, Israel. And let us say, Amen. And from that we move from a place of love into the Shema. And I want to invite you here, as I often do, to share the name of the Holy One that is true and resonant for you. So when you say the Shema, we can all hear you and how you will be calling out to the Holy One tonight. And before we begin, we'll say a traditional invocation for the unifications of all the faces of holiness. So traditionally, most people say Adonai in place of Yud He Vav He in the Shema. And actually the Shema has the same, I think I've shared this before, the same syllabic pattern as a haiku. So connections across cultures. So 3-syllable words of names of God tend to work the best. But whatever one is true and resonant for you is the one you should say tonight. And Adonai, Havaya, Hashem, lots of great names for the Holy One, Shekhinah, Oreget, so many names of the Holy One that we are given to connect with. So the name of Holy One that I most commonly use in the Shema is not a 3-syllable name, but it's a 3-word name, Ehyeh Asher Ehyeh. I am becoming what I am becoming. So it's the name of Holy One that we can't pin down, the name of Holy One that reminds us that the Holy One is ever evolving and changing as we are ever evolving and changing. And that the moment we try to pin the Holy One down, we've lost it. Can't do it. And the traditional is as beautiful as any other name that anyone wishes to use, Jen. Adonai is a beautiful name to use. It is resonant over time for our people. So let's say the invocation together. I'll type it in the chat room for you in transliteration. In case you don't have the Siddur. So we'll say that, and then we'll move into the Shema, and then into V'ahavta. And let's breathe into the Shema tonight. So I'll model what that means when we get there. So let's say the invocation. L'shem yechud kol pnei Elohut. For the sake of the unification of all the faces of holiness. Shema. Two more times. Shema Sham kavod malchuta le'olam va'ed. Thank you, Laddie. By the way, if you hear me saying it, and I say it softly, that is a traditional practice I do take on. I actually tend to say Baruch Sham Kavod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed, and it's Shem. Traditionally, blessed is the name. But one day I woke up and said, well, what I suddenly came out Sham, and I thought about it, and that means there. And so in my case, I'm not necessarily blessing the name, I'm blessing the there-ness of the Holy One, the presence. So it's not a misspeak, and it's an intentional mispronunciation. So let's move into the Via Hafta, and we'll do it in English, and then we'll see if I suddenly feel compelled to do it in Hebrew. It happens occasionally. And you shall love becoming the Holy One with all your heart and all your spirit and all your gifts. These words which I command you on this day you shall sharpen upon your heart. You shall teach them to your children and speak of them when you sit in your house, when you walk on the path, when you lie down, and when you rise up. Tie them as a sign upon your hands, and let them be for ornaments between your eyes. Write them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates. And the Holy One said to Miriam, speak to the children of Israel, and say to them that they should make fringes on the wings of their garments throughout their generations, and they should put on the fringe of the wing a thread of blue, and they will be fringes for you. And you will look at them and remember the desires of the Eternal, the Holy One, and you shall not turn aside after your hearts that you seek to feed. Thus shall you remember my desires, and be holy to the infinite. I, Shekhinah, am the infinite, who led you out of Egypt to be infinite to you. I, the infinite, am the Holy One. Yeah, let's do it the first part in Hebrew. I'll do it in the feminine God language, and you all do it in whichever God language you're comfortable with. We'll do just the first paragraph. Ve'ahavt et Shekhinah Elotayich v'chol levaveich u'v'chol nafsheich u'v'chol me'oteich v'hayu hadvarim ha'ela asher anochi mitzava otach hayom alevavah v'shinanti levanayich v'dibarta bam B'shivteich v'beiteich uvlechteich v'derech u'shachbeich u'kumeich shotim le'yot al yadeich v'hayu letotafot b'neinayich u'ktavtim al mezuzot beiteich u'vishareich. And as we move to Micha Mocha, I'm thinking this is the place to add our prayers for all of the children who are being harmed in wars and conflicts around the world, the children who are being kidnapped, the children who are fleeing, the children who are growing up in untold violence and not knowing that a world can be caring and loving and safe. And whether that's in the violence of Iraq, whether it's in the abductions of Nigeria, the war zones of Israel and Palestine, or in the inner urban cities of the United States, or in those places where we just seem to have children being shot daily in schools now in mass shootings. So let's say Micha Mocha, which is a prayer for strength. Let's say that tonight for ourselves and for all of the children who are in harm's way around the world tonight. So now, if it is your practice to rise for the Amidah, please rise. If it is your practice to fall to the earth, please do so. If it is your practice to stay seated, or you need to stay seated, please do so. If you're seated like I am, hold yourself up as strong as you can so you can feel your body connecting with the ground under you, the earth, the sky above you, and holding yourself firm and open as a receptive vessel. Blessed are you, Shekhinah, deity of our mothers and fathers, divine one of Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, Bilhah, and Leah, Zilpah, of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, great Holy One, strong, revered, exalted, pouring out your abundant kindness on the earth, nesting in everything and remembering the web of kindness that we and our ancestors have woven, so that you weave our children into it as well, for the sake of your name dwelling in love among us. O Holy One, revered of our ancestors, delight in our rest. Make us holy through engaging with mitzvot, and may your teachings be the earth we cultivate. Satisfy us with your abundance, and make us glad in the ever-unfolding spiral of life's journey. Clarify our hearts that we may serve the world through truth. Allow us to inherit the love that is Shabbat. May all who wrestle with the divine and with the holy come to find rest on this day. Blessed is the holy that sanctifies Shabbat. Be glad, Shekhinah, in the generations of our tribe and their prayers, and return your rituals to your holy shrine, the earth. Accept the offerings of the people and their prayers in love, and may our ceremonies always rise to join with your desires. May peace, abundance, blessing, grace, compassion come to us and all Israel and all the world. Bless us, Mother Source of Being, as one in the light of your presence, for in the light of your many faces you have given us a path of life and loving kindness and justice and blessing and mercy and life and peace. May our eyes be your eyes, shining and blessing your people everywhere with peace. Blessed are you, Yah Shekhinah, who blesses her people Israel and all those who dwell on earth with peace. And let us say, Amen. And we move into Aleinu, the return, and then into Mourner's Kaddish. So if during the Aleinu you'd like to think about who it is you're praying for tonight and saying Mourner's Kaddish for tonight, please share that in the chat room so we can add our prayers to yours. Yehyeh Adonai Echad, U'Shemo Echad, U'Shemo Echad, U'Shemo Echad, Tihyeh Havaya Achat, Verucha Achat, Verucha Achat, Verucha Achat, and we will see Shekhinah in the wind across the land. We are a circle within her circle, and we will be Shekhinah in the work of our hearts and our hands. She is a circle within our circle, and we a circle within our circle, with no beginning and never ending. Yehyeh Adonai Echad, U'Shemo Echad, U'Shemo Echad, U'Shemo Echad, Tihyeh Havaya Achat, Verucha Achat, Verucha Achat, Verucha Achat. And we move into Mourner's Kaddish. So share any names in the chat room of those you may be praying for tonight. Maybe check the yahrzeit wall and see if there's anyone there that you'd like to add your prayers to. You can add your prayers for those who have died in war and conflict around the world, for those who have died with no one to pray for them, or you may remain silent and hold it in your heart. I'm going to post a link to where the traditional mourners Kaddish are in case you are in mourning and really feel the need for deeply for traditional mourners Kaddish. That's where you can find the text. So among many, we'll pray tonight for Melvin Wesley Hawkins. I send you on with love in my heart, crying tears of joy for the life you have lived, praising the source of life for connecting our lives. I send you on to the next life. I send you on the way you lived, embracing who you were, not the space that you leave, praising the source of life for allowing us to love. I send you on to the next life. I send you on without fear. I will not curse or rend my garments, praising the source of life for granting us time. I send you on to the next life. I send you on with praise, singing songs of joy for all creation, praising the source of life for making us flesh and blood. I send you on to the next life. I send you on with libations and toasts, drinking to health and drinking to memory, praising the source of life for giving us words to share. I send you on to the next life. I send you on with stones, not flowers. I will not add death to death, praising the source of life for all creation. I send you on to the next life. Osa shalom b'imramecha hita'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imaru. Amen. And we add the names of Chana, Dina, Yaakov, Bill and Zachary, George and Andrew, and many others who are in our hearts, and those that have been lost around the world that may have passed during this time and this season. And let us say, Amen. So we'll close our service tonight with the priestess blessing. Use this also as a time to open yourself to healing from the Holy One if you're in need of healing. So our final blessing tonight is the priestess blessing, opening ourselves up, and of course any healing that you may need. May she bless you, and may she keep you, and as she shines her face, may you embody grace, and as she brings release, may you give birth to peace. May she bless you, and may she keep you, and as she shines her face, may you embody grace, and as she brings release, may you give birth to peace. May she bless you, and may she keep you, and as she shines her face, may you embody grace, and as she brings release, may we give birth to peace. May our eyes be your eyes, shining and blessing your people everywhere with peace. And let us say, Amen. Thank you for being here tonight. Thank you for being a part of the OneShul community. Thank you for giving your time, your talents, your energy in whatever way you give to this community. I want to invite you to join us for upcoming services that we have and connect with us that way as well. We have coming up very soon, Monday night, Chana is back with Torah Talk. And then the following Monday night, we have Jewish philosophy after the Holocaust, and we have Torah Talk with Chana, so we have a 7 and an 8. The 20th, it looks like we don't have Shabbat services right now. And then on the 27th, we should have around the Shabbat table with Addie and Lanny. Are you filling in, or do we have Addie back for that one? And he'll be here with you on Friday night. And then Saturday night, the 28th, I will be back with you again for Rosh Chodesh. And so I will see you again as we weave the new month. Remember always, if after Shabbat you can donate even $5 for every service or event you attend, it helps keep the stream streaming. You can write for punktorah. You can take classes at Darshan Yeshiva. You can contribute to classes at Darshan Yeshiva. And by the way, if you happen to be taking classes at Darshan Yeshiva and you're taking the class that I prepared, I would love to hear from you and find out what you think of it. So please feel free to reach out to me. You can connect with me on Facebook. So it's facebook.com/Ketzira. You can connect with me at my new project, which is connectalog.tumblr.com. That's my new project I have going. You can find me on Twitter at Ketzira. So there's lots of places. Please say hello. I'd love to hear from you. And if you'd like to volunteer or add your energy in ways other than attending services, which, by the way, are not discounted at all, that is an amazing thing to have you present, you can do so by reaching out to our very own Patrick Aleph at patrick@punktorah.org. And let him know what you're thinking of and how you'd like to contribute and maybe lead a class, a service, write a blog post, whatever it is. But thank you so much. OneShul is so very much a major part of my spiritual home these days. So I appreciate you all so much for being here. And I look forward to seeing you here again very, very soon. Shabbat Shalom to you all.
Peace to you, angels, angels of peace. Peace to you, angels, angels of peace. Come in peace, angels, bless us.